Hello everyone, Necromancer Kids here once again. This time bringing you a video that's been a long time coming in my opinion. Go format frequently asked rulings, or GFFAR for short. I've noticed that within the GOAT community, some specific ruling questions come up over and over again. So I thought it might be helpful to make a series answering these questions that people keep pondering. Today, we have two of the most frequently asked rulings. Tsukuyomi versus King Tiger Wanghu, and Thousand Eyes Restrict versus Tokens. Let's jump right into things. First on the docket, we have the ruling question: what happens if you summon Tsukuyomi and target King Tiger Wanghu with its effect? For a time, I would see this question once or twice a week in the Go Format Rulings channel, and the answer depends on who the turn player is and who owns the King Tiger Wanghu, because it'll vary based on those factors. In the most common scenario where the question arises, you would be the turn player and your opponent controls King Tiger Wanghu face up on the field. You summon Tsukuyomi and you want to target King Tiger Wanghu with its effect. Because Tsukuyomi is a mandatory trigger effect, when this card is normal summoned, flip summoned, or flipped face up, it will attempt to activate as soon as it's played. So, unlike in a situation where you summon Exiled Force, King Tiger Wanghu won't destroy Tsukuyomi before its effect can be used. Now that Tsukuyomi has hit the field, both it and King Tiger Wanghu will both want to trigger at the same time because their activation condition is essentially the same. To determine what happens from here, we just need to follow the normal chain building rules. Mandatory effects go first on a chain before optional effects, and turn player effects go on a chain before their opponent's effects. And then a chain resolves backwards. So, in this situation, Tsukuyomi, the turn player's mandatory effect, will be first on the chain. Then the opponent's mandatory effect of King Tiger Wanghu goes second on the chain. Resolving backwards, King Tiger Wanghu will destroy Tsukuyomi. Then, after that, Tsukuyomi's activated effect resolves and sets King Tiger Wanghu face down. Probably not the result you were likely looking for when you made the move, but that's how the ruling goes. Now, in the second scenario, if you summon Tsukuyomi while you were the controller of King Tiger Wanghu, you can come to a situation where both effects have the exact same timing, and both effects are controlled by the same player. This means you get to decide which effect goes on the chain first and which goes on the chain second. Meaning, you can choose to end up in the same scenario as above, where Tsukuyomi gets destroyed and a Wanghu goes face down, or more than likely, you will choose to have Wanghu go face down, then King Tiger Wanghu's effect resolves second, which would end in no monster being destroyed due to the wonky way that King Tiger Wanghu is worded and ruled at the time, and in the future. It has to be face up on the field at the time of resolution to destroy, unlike most effects, including Tsukuyomi's effect, which doesn't require it to be face up to flip a monster face down. The final scenario for this one is one that's probably never going to come up, but it is possible. I almost actually ran into a situation like this in a tournament before, a jank tournament. But I'll say it anyway, for the sake of being thorough. And if you find yourself in a situation where it's your opponent's turn, and they enter the battle phase with King Tiger Wanghu face on the field, then you use the effect of your ultimate offering to summon Tsukuyomi. Things resolve as follows. Turn player Wanghu will go first on the chain, and because they are turn player, then Tsukuyomi will go second on the chain because they're not. And at resolution, Wanghu will go face down and Tsukuyomi will be face up on the field. Compared to that word soup I just spit out at you, the next ruling will be far simpler. What happens when you target a token with the effect of Thousand Eyes Restrict? The main issue I find players will have with this question is that they simply can't find the ruling for it, And also, I believe that some automatic simulators in the past used to perform the wrong action, causing a lot of confusion. You won't find the direct ruling for Thousand Eyes Restrict and tokens under the ruling page for Thousand Eyes Restrict itself. For that, you'll need to look under the rulings for Relinquished instead. But there, you don't even get a direct ruling about it either. Instead, we're given an example that we can extrapolate the meaning of, which is Token Thanksgiving will destroy a monster token equipped to Relinquished. Obviously, if a ruling exists relating to a token equipped to Relinquished, it means that Relinquished can indeed equip token. And as far as the monster absorbing effect goes, both Relinquished and Thousand Eyes Restrict are known to be ruled the same in GOAT format. Also, contrary to the belief of some, looking into the rules of monster tokens as a whole in Yu-Gi-Oh!, there is no rule that says that tokens cannot exist in the spell and trap card zone. Only that they only exist face up on the field, and it doesn't specify in the monster zone. A token will only stop existing if it's forced to go to a zone where it's not able to exist. So there's no issues there. That's how the rules worked in Go format, and even how they work in the modern game today. In fact, if you look at the very page for monster tokens, you can see that there's a modern ruling for the Grand Jupiter which states that it in fact can equip tokens, and it doesn't say that they disappear, so we have to assume that it is successfully equipped. And it even mentions that you can't special summon the token from the spell and trap zone. In conclusion, what happens when you target a token with the effect of Thousand Eyes Restrict? The token moves to the spell and trap zone of Thousand Eyes Restrict's controller and is equipped, providing the same bonuses to Thousand Eyes Restrict's attack and defense as usual for the equipped monster. With that said, this will be the end of the first episode of GFFAR. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you, if you like the series, and if you have any rulings that you think are commonly asked enough to be answered in the next episode of the series. Thank you very much, and have a good one.